Hi, gamers. How we feeling? So this is an unscripted video. I know that's a little unorthodox, but in my personal defense, everything I do is unorthodox because I only have 2 videos on this channel, and they came out like a year apart. So I've just accepted the fact that nothing I do next is going to be in line unless I make another giant video essay. And so you're just gonna have to deal with a little bit of jarring shit every now and then. Welcome to your first foray into that jarring shit. This is unscripted Wendy. Probably edited down because unscripted Wendy cannot make a point or focus on anything. So hi. Nice to get to know you guys. My name is unscripted Wendy, first name unscripted, last name Wendy. I wanted to make a video because I guess I'm an Ace Attorney channel. I don't know how it happened. I don't know how we got here, but I am an Ace Attorney channel now, and that's great because I love Ace Attorney. I spend maybe I'm gonna say 23.99 hours of the day thinking about it, and I spend the remaining 1% thinking about tits, probably. So I'm an Ace Attorney channel now, and I know that you guys really like my long form videos, but I do want to make shorter things as well. I want to talk about Ace Attorney just like freely like this. I want to talk about like what's going on in the fandom, in the space, and just like what things we have to be excited about. I don't feel like there's a lot of people on YouTube doing that, or at least if there is, I'm having trouble finding them. So, if you've been like under a rock, I guess, or if you've been I just bumped my microphone, oh Jesus. Viciously avoiding spoilers, you probably don't know this, but I imagine most of you do. We're getting Ace Attorney Investigations 1 and 2 localized, but I wanted to talk about that because that's exciting. So, Ace Attorney Investigations. I know there's a lot of people in the Ace Attorney fandom who actually haven't played the Investigations games, and I have. So, to give you kind of a little like summary of what they are, they're basically like if Ace Attorney didn't have the court segments, it's so interesting that I enjoy that because I love the court segments. I hate investigating. Actually. I cannot stand investigating. I love arguing in court. That is like my favorite part of playing Ace Attorney, but even then I mostly just play Ace Attorney for the story. I don't really like the murder mystery element, which is crazy to think about, but I like the characters. So Ace Attorney Investigations is it's Ace Attorney without court. It's all investigation, but notably you play as Miles Edgeworth. You play as Miles walking around investigating crime scenes, and instead of court segments you get into arguments with people, which is just great. I love that he's just like that outside of court. Ace Attorney Investigations 1 mostly focuses on the logic element of things. So Miles' lawyer's superpower is logic, and he has 2 points in his head and he connects them using facts and logic, and everyone around him claps and is like, great job, Miles Edgeworth, you're so cool, you can use your brain. Phoenix Wright is not in these games except for very small cameos. It's all Miles all the time and some returning characters from the original trilogy. The second game canonizes the fact that Miles Edgeworth canonically has to pull people into a mind palace where he throws chess pieces at them in order to hold back from saying all the shit he wants to say to them, basically just calling them fools and idiots. He literally has to transport them to an evil chess dimension in his head in order to not do that. So that's really cool info that we just know about Miles Edgeworth that nobody does anything with, but I think we should talk about more. It's all about like gathering the clues and then connecting them in your head, building the case but not taking the case to court. So it's a little more like of a watered down version of Ace Attorney. But a lot of people really love Miles, so obviously they really love these games. Miles is obviously my second favorite character. When I published my last video and I said that Francisca wasn't my favorite Ace Attorney character, I got the same comment over and over again because I said she's my 4th. People are like, well, who the fuck are your first 3? Like, if Francisca, who you just made a 2-hour video about, isn't your favorite character, who are your fucking favorite characters? My favorite characters, I'm just setting the record straight for everyone who didn't get a response to their comment because you guys commented so much on that video. Thank you. I love you. My favorite character is Maya Fey, and then Miles Edgeworth, and then Manfred von Karma. Francisca's number 4. After that, I don't give a fuck. I stopped counting after 4. So Miles Edgeworth is my second favorite character in all of Ace Attorney. I love him. I think he is one of the best written video game characters of all time. I give him a lot of shit because he makes a lot of really bad decisions, and the fandom doesn't call him out enough for it, but he is one of my favorite characters, and I love playing as him. I love getting to see inside of his head. I love getting to see how he interacts with all these other characters, with some exceptions. I really, really like following him. He's just a great character. I have not beaten AAI 2 yet. I am very close to beating it, but it is shaping up to be one of my favorite games of all time. So for a little history lesson, Ace Attorney Investigations 1 was released on the DS in America, and it was given an English localization. It was also given an HD port later, but notably, that HD port, as far as I can tell, most of what they did was updating the talk sprite art. Background stayed the same, more or less. But AAI 2 never got a localization. AAI 2 has always been a Japan-only game, which is just so sad because, again, it's such a good game. So the fans banded together, a huge group of them, and they made a patch for an emulated copy of Ace Attorney Investigations 2. And it is a fan-translated patch. They basically gave it the full localization treatment. So they translated all the pun names, they did voice acting, like they got voice actors to record some of the voice clips, and they tried to get the most accurate, but still like kind of with that Capcom localization energy, translation of AAI 2 as they possibly could. And it's wonderful. It's fantastic. The lengths that they went to localize the characters' names and keep them having that vibe of the original, it is on par with the stuff that Capcom does in their official translations. It is fantastic. So even though AAI 2 doesn't have an official English release, it's never been hard to play it in English. It's actually quite easy to do so. As a result, the fandom has just had it for ages. There was always this sneaking suspicion in the back of our head, like, you know, Capcom doesn't really want to market these games because they're not as popular as the trilogy or the sequel trilogy, so we're probably never gonna get that English translation. But imagine if we did. And there was some trepidation that came with that imagine if we did. And I'll talk about that in a bit. Right now, I just want to say, I am so excited that we are getting this translation. I am so fucking stoked. I was in a voice call with like over 20 people watching this Nintendo Direct. By the way, I have an Ace Attorney Discord server. I'm not going to tell you how to get to it, but if you do a little digging, I'm sure you can find it. I was in my Discord server with literally like upwards of 20 people reacting to the Nintendo Direct, and I'm so sad because I tried to record it, and for some reason the recording just didn't take. I hit the button, I entered the call, and it just kicked me out of the recording. But the sound of 20 neurodivergent queers just screaming over each other. The second we saw Miles Edgeworth in that cunty little pose where he's like, you know, the okay, bitch, call your lawyer, I'll have sex with him, that one. We're just like howling and yelling and screaming, and like no one could fucking hear anything. Like we were shouting at the top of our fucking lungs. That Nintendo Direct was for me. I just want to go on the record saying right now, it was for me because there were two game reveals that I was really excited about in that Nintendo Direct. Obviously, this was one of them. The other one was the Zelda game, where Zelda is the main character. We're calling it Legend of Link. Hi, Burger. I'm recording a video right now, if you could shut the fuck up. Those two games are coming out in my birth month, 20 days apart. So my birthday's on the 20th. I get Miles Edgeworth on the 6th, and then I get Zelda on the 26th. I'm going to be so fucking busy. I'm also going to be posting 30 fics in September because I do a writing event in September, so September's going to be a busy fucking month. Follow me on AO3 if you like Ace Attorney. Sick fic, by the way. No, I don't write anything else, just sick fic. No, okay, I understand. No, that's fine. That's totally fine. So September's gonna be a busy fucking month for me. So I'm really excited. Not only do I get Miles Edgeworth Investigations 1 and 2 in English officially on my Switch, but I get it for my birthday. So thank you, Capcom. Thank you, Nintendo. Some hopes and dreams that I have for Miles Edgeworth Investigations. The biggest thing for me is dialogue fixing, translation fixing. Historically, when Capcom ports these games and makes HD re-releases for them, they tend to tweak the dialogue a little bit. In the past, the original Ace Attorney localization, there were some dialogue issues. There were some things that were said in the original translations that didn't quite hit the mark, didn't quite like fit the vibe of the original. They were just kind of quick and dirty translations. Actually, what the fuck is the name of that translation blog? There is a wonderful Tumblr blog. Its URL is Gyakuten ga Gotoku, and they post comparisons, like side-by-side comparisons of like what the dialogue was in the original Ace Attorney trilogy localization versus what it was changed to. They kept doing this for the sequel trilogy. So from what I heard, they also changed dialogue when the sequel trilogy got ported as well. They are still doing it, which means that there is hope that they will do it for AAI. I'm really hoping that that's a thing because I always love seeing translations that might have gotten kind of missed or mistranslated. But as I'm sure you all know, there is one in particular that I feel very passionately about. I didn't get the opportunity to talk about this during my Manfred von Karma video because I did not know about it. It was a wonderful commenter who brought this to my attention, that this line that everyone cites as proof that Manfred von Karma is an abusive father is a mistranslation. He does not use language this harsh in the original Japanese. The word that he uses is closer to, like, amateur. It's not exactly a nice word. It translates to, like, half man. But from what I have been told, and this is just what this commenter has told me, I do not speak Japanese, it's a very harsh translation of the word. The way that he kind of says it in Japanese is a lot more, like, in character for that kind of, like, stern and abrasive Von Karma way. Whereas in English, it just seems like he's insulting Miles out of fucking nowhere, and everyone's really uncomfortable with it. I found out this was a mistranslation very recently, and it's made me crazy ever since, because it's like the one, it's like everyone's fucking like, gotcha, haha, but look at this, Wendy, and I'm like, yeah, I've seen it. I've seen it. I dedicated a whole portion of a video to it. I've seen it. So I'm really interested to see if this line gets translated. I would really love to see it go the way of Edgeworth's rich aunt from all those years ago. There's a lot of character assassination in AI that we're not going to be able to fix. There's no way to fix what they did to Francisca. She's just bad in AI. They don't understand her character. Maybe they could tweak things a little bit to make her a little less abrasive, but like she's whipping Miles, and at the end of the day, that's always just going to be character assassination to me. That does not at all damper my excitement for this game, though. I'm really excited to see what they do with some of the dialogue. I want to see if they clean some of it up. They might not touch it at all. I'm not going to get my expectations up, but it would be really cool if they did. So, I would like to circle back around to something I said earlier. When I talked about the official fan translation and how there was a little bit of trepidation in the idea that we would someday get Ace Attorney Investigations 2 localized. As I'm sure most of you know, when the fan translated patch came out, obviously, they localized the names. Ace Attorney is known for its usage of aptronym, which, if you don't know what that is, that's somebody whose name also reflects their job. So, like, a good example is the CEO of Nintendo being named Doug Bowser. That's very funny. Ace Attorney does this in spades, obviously. We all know the pun names. Every single character in Ace Attorney has either a symbolic name or a name that's meant to be a pun. Main characters tend to get more flowery symbolic names that have a lot of, like, meaning behind them, and then side characters tend to get very silly pun names. So that is, like, an inextricable part of Ace Attorney. A lot of people dunk on it getting, like, an American localization. We talk a lot about the Japanifornia setting and the fact that they're trying to pass off like these clearly like Shinto spirit mediums as Californians and how funny that is, and it is worth laughing at because it is very funny. But the work that they do on localizing the names I think is actually one of the great parts about the Ace Attorney localization. I don't think they should have taken it out of Japan as a setting, but I do think they should have localized the names. Maybe like kept some of the Japanese names, like you could have still had Phoenix be named Naruhodo. At the very least, I would like the American audience to have the same experience as the Japanese audience. And so I really do like the pun names. I think they're quite good. Obviously, the people who fan translated the original AAI 2 felt the same, and they went to do the same thing. They wanted to give the characters like pun names. They did a great job. Ace Attorney 2 introduces a young prosecutor named Yumihiko Ichiyanagi. His last name, Ichiyanagi, means number one. It's like, he's like, yeah, it's me. I'm the best prosecutor. Yumihiko, his first name, is just kind of like upper class. It sounds very fancy. Then at the same time, though, his full name is a sentence. So it's Ichiyanagi Yumi wo Hiku, which is an expression that means pulling a bow without an arrow, which is very fitting because he's very stupid. So he's got this kind of like upper class name, and then this like last name that basically means I'm number one, I'm the best. And so they did a great job, the fan translation, and they translated his name to Sebastian the Best. Also in AAI 2 is a defense attorney who was close with Miles' father, Gregory, named Tateyuki Shigaraki. Tateyuki is written out with the kanji for shield, which is very fitting because Mitsurugi, which is Edgeworth, contains the kanji for sword. So they make a cute little pair there, right? That's actually where like the name Edgeworth comes from, is like the edge of a sword. Also works because he's a defense attorney, so he shields people. His surname, the first kanji of it is the same as Gregory's Japanese given name. So in Japanese, Gregory is called Shin, and it's written out with the same kanji for Shigaraki. They just gave him the last name Shields, totally fine. And then Raymond is his first name. So Ray kind of sounds like Greg. It kind of fits together. So he's Raymond Shields. That's the name they gave him. They did a very good job at making these fan translated names. But the thing is, like, it was always going to be a hollow victory because these names are so good. These names are so good. And because they exist, Capcom was gonna have to think of something different. There are way too many legal consequences that come with borrowing the fan translated names. There is no way in hell that Capcom could contact all of the people involved in the fan translation, get all of their permission, and then shake out royalties and who's getting paid for it and what. Okay, I'm no big city lawyer, but I do like lawyer game, and I know that sometimes law say can't do thing. When we got that fabled fan translation way back in the day, I think we all kind of knew that we couldn't love it too much. But we did anyways. This was 10 years ago. 10 years ago that this fan translation came out. And the fandom latched onto these fan translated names because, again, they're so fucking good. Ichiyanagi into the best. It's so good. It's so good. It's so perfect. It's everything to me. We got attached to those names. We wrote them into our fanfics. We put them in our fan art. The Ace Attorney wiki, notorious for being incredibly picky about what they allow on there. They're like, no, only canon. Only the most canon of canon. The Ace Attorney wiki literally refuses to even acknowledge that Miles Edgeworth might have been adopted by Manfred von Karma because it's never said in canon. And they're correct. It is never said in canon. But like, that is the natural conclusion that you would draw. And I bring this up not because they're wrong, but because just to show what their standard is for what they allow on their wiki. It's a very strict wiki about what kind of like information they declare canon. And the Ace Attorney wiki has been using those fans translations. They haven't been using the Japanese name. You go to Yumihiko Ichianagi's page, and he is listed Sebastian de Best. That is his name. That is not a canon name. That is a fanon name that we came up with. That is the extent to which we got attached to those names. And there was a little voice every so often, someone in the community would say, hey, Ace Attorney fandom, if we get an official translation of Investigations 2, we're gonna have to stop using those names. And I feel like every single time someone brought it up, in one ear, out the fucking other. Nobody wanted to think about it. Nobody wanted to talk about it. Nobody wanted to acknowledge it. Babes, we are here in the future, and I have a fucking rant to go on. People don't like the names. Who could have possibly foreseen that? People don't like the names. I'm going to tell you what the names are right now. Sebastian de Best is Eustace Winter. Raymond Shields is Eddie Fender. Justine Courtney is Verity Gavel. The one that I am seeing people make the most stink over is Yumihiko into Eustace. People are not happy about it. Most notably of all, they are not happy about his last name. Changing Ichiyanagi into Winter is a very lazy way to go. And I do agree with that, but here's the thing. He's not the only Ichiyanagi in the game, okay? This is my crazy conspiracy theory, all right? There is another character in the game who is related to him, and he is also Ichiyanagi. Traditionally, we have called him Blaze, but his Japanese name is Banzai. My theory is that whatever Banzai's first name is, it's gonna fit better with Winter as a last name. Something about the wordplay of Banzai's first name is going to be a little more punny. I don't have any proof of that. That's just what I think. And I think Eustace here is just kind of fodder for the canon, as he's always been. Also, this is a spoiler for the game, so plug your ears if you don't want to hear it. Banzai is a shit father, and he hates his fucking son more than probably anything in the world. So I really like Eustace as a name. As people have pointed out, it is definitely what your dad would name you if he hated you. But more than that, it sounds like useless. So it conjures this image of new father, Banzai Ichiyanagi, sitting in the fucking doctor's office, and the nurse asks him about his newborn son. Hey, what name do you want us to put on the birth certificate? And he says, I don't care, he's useless. And they mishear him. I think Eustace is a great name for the artist formerly known as Sebastian. And as for Winter, like I said, I think Banzai's name is going to make more sense. But at the same time, guys, they were never going to come up with something better than De Best. De Best was it. It was, dare I say, De Best. Raymond Shields into Eddie Fender. I think it's good. A defender. Cute. Adorable. I'm a little sad that he loses the sword and shield motif, but at the same time, Eddie is an awesome name because it sounds like Edgeworth. So it keeps that thing where Ray and Gregory, they kind of have that like similar name sound. I think that's a good translation. The one that I'm seeing the least amount of anger over is Justine Courtney into Verity Gavel. Nobody seems mad about that. So these are our names, okay? And I have some things to say about them. But I don't actually have anything to say about the names themselves. I have to talk about the fandom's reaction to these names. Because like I said, guys, we had all the time in the world to prepare. You had years upon years upon years to internalize the truth that someday these names that we were attached to were going to go away. And right now, I see people digging their heels in and doubling down and saying, I'm never calling them these names. I'm never doing this. I'm never doing that. And I want to tell you guys about a different fandom I was in for a video game that you might have heard of called Kingdom Hearts. So once upon a time, there were only 2 Kingdom Hearts games. They were not Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2 because that's not how Kingdom Hearts work. We had Kingdom Hearts and Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories. And Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories could not end the way that Kingdom Hearts 1 did, with a secret movie. But it did end with a secret image, a little teaser for the next game in the series. This was that image of a blonde-haired boy staring out into the sunset, presumably on top of some sort of structure. We did not know who this boy was. His name had not been teased. His name had not been given to us. He was a stranger to us. But we knew he was important, and a couple people thought that he might have been this secret character that was revealed at the end of the first game in a secret movie. We didn't have a name for him, so we called him the blonde-haired kid. We shortened the blonde-haired kid to BHK, and this was this character's name. He was BHK to us. We were not using it as a placeholder. We were using it as a name. We were like, this is BHK, our friend BHK, that is what we were going to call him. And then out of nowhere one day, it gets revealed to us. His name is Roxas. And people were upset. He doesn't look like a Roxas. That's not Roxas. What kind of name is Roxas? That's not Roxas. That's my BHK. Not my BHK. My BHK, not Roxas. Go fuck yourself. And I had to listen for a whole year to Kingdom Hearts fans on fucking internet fan sites that don't exist anymore talk about how they were never gonna fucking call him a stupid name like Roxas. That was 20 years ago. Jesus fucking Christ. And nowadays, that character is Roxas. People played those games, and they got introduced to him as Roxas. They were not there in the olden days. They were not there to experience the concept of BHK. And quite frankly, if any of those people are left over who insist upon calling Roxas BHK, they're gonna sound like a fucking idiot trying to justify themselves. They're gonna be like, that's my friend BHK. Well, I thought his name was Roxas. Oh yeah, well, you know, back in 2005, there was only a couple Kingdom Hearts games and we saw him at the end credits and we didn't know who he was, so we called him BHK, which stands for blonde-haired kid, and that's what we call him.
Bro, you sound like a foolish fool.
The same thing is going to happen to these Ace Attorney characters, okay? I need you guys to accept it right now. There are going to be people who have never played the Investigations games and who are not brain rotted and in the fucking fandom like you guys are. They are going to pick up these games for the first time. Maybe they've played the original trilogy, maybe they haven't. Maybe they are super into Ace Attorney just like you, but they don't interact with the deep fandom. They just kind of like it privately in their own life. Either fucking way, there are going to be people who pick up these games, and these are the names that they are going to get introduced to those characters by. And when you come along and try to insist that Eustace's name is Sebastian, you're going to sound like a fucking dumbass. I'm telling you right now, I'm warning you. You are going to sound like a dumbass. You're going to say they have the exact same conversation I just had about Kingdom Hearts with my microphone alone in my fucking room. You're going to have a conversation with somebody who's only played these new ports. You're going to say, oh yeah, Sebastian. And they're going to be like, Sebastian? I thought his name was Eustace. And you're going to be like, well, back in 2014, there was no English translation, so we made a fan-translated patch, and we called, they had different names because, and they were better names, and they made more sense, and his name, we called him Sebastian de Best. And that person is gonna look at you and be like,
why the fuck am I supposed to, like, how am I supposed to fucking know that? That's like, that is, there's no reason I should know that. There's no reason.
And they're gonna be right. So I'm telling you right now, okay, to all of the people who refuse to accept this and who are like, I'm still going to be calling him Sebastian, blah, 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 you are going to be outnumbered one day because people are going to keep buying and playing these games. And this is the version they're going to buy, not your weird, obscure fan-translated patch that is, I don't want to say it's going to fade into obscurity, but I think it probably is going to fade into some form of obscurity. It might be a fun little point of trivia in the future that gets brought up every so often, but it is not going to be the prevailing canon, and it's not going to be what people reference. You can call him Sebastian all you want, and you're probably going to be able to get away with it for a couple years. But one day you're going to wake up and no one's going to know what you're fucking talking about. And then you're going to see a post on Tumblr that's like, only real ones remember Sebastian de Best. And there's going to be 1 million people in the notes tagging it with confusion. What the fuck does that mean? What is a Sebastian de Best? It's going to happen. And I'm warning you now because I care about you. A great philosopher once said, "A fool who thinks foolishly is more foolish than a fool who doesn't think at all." And she cooked. She cooked when she said that. So that was my rant on the thing that currently I feel deserves my opinion the most. Now I would like to go through the trailer with you guys and just kind of comment on my thoughts on it. So if you don't want to watch the trailer, if you don't want to listen to me commentate on the trailer, this is your cue to turn off the video. Go ahead, leave me a comment anyways. Let me know what you think. If you agree with me, if you disagree with me, feel free to argue with me. I always love that, although most of you are pretty nice and pretty cool. So it's just like I want to pause and talk, but do you see her? Do you see her though? Do you see her? I was like frame by framing this shit. I'm just okay. So this is a big fucking deal. Because like I said, when we got the original like HD port, the graphics, the talk sprites got upgraded, but the walk sprites stayed like this, like they were pixelated like this. And that was fine. Like, I don't think anyone was like mad about that, but it was a thing, right? We did get like one slight graphical modification, I think from AAI 1 to AAI 2, where they did some sprite work, just to kind of like edit faces. But for the most part, this is what we've had to work with for the last over a decade. So now we've got these edited walk sprites, and I have so much to say about them. They look adorable. Miles is a bit twinky. He needs to like eat a burger or like put his shoulder pads back on. Like I'm a little weirded out by it. But other than that, sprites look adorable. Very expressive, like highly expressive. They kept the jiggle physics on his cravat. He has like anime girl titty jiggle physics on his cravat when he walks. It makes me a little crazy. But also you can play in the old one, like in the old graphical style if you prefer it. So they give you the option to upgrade to these sprites. But I mean, just like look at the detail. Like you can see Kay smiling and like fiddling around. You can see Raymond like jump. I'm fucking calling him Raymond. You can see Eddie. Eddie's fucking like, look at that shit. Look, you can like, like you can pick. Super fucking cool. I like the way they've done the organizer. I think it's really cute. It looks more like an actual organizer. Miles has got like his little tabs up here. I think that's adorable. It's super fucking cute. My cat is also very excited. He's periodically just chiming in. Sir, I'm making a lawyer video. So obviously like the rotating evidence, this was like touchscreen DS type stuff. So that's really fucking cool. Everything looks so beautiful. Look at that. Oh my god. Look at this shit. It's so good. So this is the logic menu now. So originally the logic menu did not look this nice. Like connecting logic is just like you have like a floating box and a floating box, but they've really like actually made it look more like a logic menu. I don't know how to explain it, but like these are thoughts he's thinking. So they've got like that. That's really cute. And then there are 2 puzzle pieces that you have to like cinch together. That's adorable. Like look at it. But it makes all the same noises. So you get all the same noises that you got before. Super fucking cool. And then like, oh my god, I want to like get a shot of that. The little puzzle pattern in the background. That's awesome. That rocks. Oh my god. Okay, it's just great. I really love this UI. Chess pieces look amazing. The fan translation called this logic chess. They're calling it mind chess now, which I think is funnier. So I'm fine with it. Oh, all these new languages, so you can play it in the usual. New voice dubs, that's a big deal. We got, oh hi baby. We got fan dubs, obviously, in the fan translated patch. So there was a lot of like, you know, fans of the series who did some voice acting in that. So we're getting new people now, I guess, which is very exciting. Obviously, I would love if they kept the original voice actors, but I totally understand if they couldn't get all of them. Sorry, just look at her. Okay. I'm just so fucking excited. Oh my god, the backgrounds all look amazing. These are the first time we're seeing these in like such HD. Dude, I'm watching a video. One thing that I don't think a lot of people pointed out is that we didn't just get the main characters' names, we got some side characters' names. So the president in the first case of AAI2 is Daihun Wang. Let me go back. This is really fucking interesting to me. Accolades? So is that achievements, I assume? You can like view the artworks from the case. I love that. Character compendium. I want to know what that is. I don't know if that's like a place where you can look at all the profiles. Super fucking cool. All of these like design specs, like, oh my goodness gracious. So fucking cute. You can look at these artworks. Oh, and then like the music. Oh my god. You can listen to all the music. I love it. Oh my god. All these fucking updated environments. I'm going crazy. So the subtitle is Prosecutor's Gambit. The fan translated one was Prosecutor's Path. I do like Gambit more because there is a chess motif that runs throughout Ace Attorney 2. Chess is like a constant thing that's being brought up, both with like the mind chess and like other characters have like chess motifs. Yeah, this is, by the way, I just want to say this is really funny framing. Like I know they're talking about Gregory, but it... Anyone else think this is hilarious? Okay, anyways. I fucking love that. Oh my gosh. There he is, Mr. Eddie Fender himself. This is new artwork, you guys! We got new fucking artwork! Oh my god! Holy shit, so, look at everyone! Okay, so I need to, obviously I'm insane about this. Don't look at Eddie and Greg. We don't need to, look at this. Look at them together. I love them so much, but most importantly, I love this Francisca. This is 13-year-old Francisca from the flashback case, and they have given her the babiest of baby faces. She actually looks 13. It's so fucking cute. I feel like they, you know, she's got that facade of hers where she always, like, tries to look a little older than she is, and so they always draw her a little older looking than she is, but I just love that she cannot hide the baby face in this image. She looks like a child. It's fucking precious. Look at her up there. Look at Papa. So many characters got on this cover, even characters that I don't think have like a very big like role in the game. Like we got Regina on here. Shelly made the cover? Like, where am I? Oh my god, I'm just fucking crazy about this. What a fucking world. What a fucking world we live in. That is literally 14 days before my birthday. Not so fast. Pre-order bonus. I guess you get some arranged music. I think that's lovely. I will always take more music. So this is another one that, like, not a lot of people pointed out. This character, we called him Knightley in the fan translation. He's just Knight now. So very similar name. I think people didn't register this one as much because it's so similar to his fan translated name. They were just like, okay, yeah, whatever. Right here, Miles also says 2 other names. So Lloyd and Rook. So I am calling it right now. You have my word. Her name is gonna be something like Tabitha or Tabby, because she's a photographer, okay? So her name is gonna be Tabloid. I know this in my heart of hearts, okay? I do not know about Rook. I have no ideas for that, but the idea is that, like, you know, Rook, Knight, again, chess. Chess is a big thing in this game. So we actually got even more names than just, like, the main characters here. But also, yeah, the music is good. They're arguing, but listen to the nice music. Tee-hee-hee. Fantastic. Love it. My cat loves it too. So visit the official website for more details. Well, luckily for you, here she is. I've got the official website. And I've been poking around on it. There's a lot of cute shit on here. Oh my god, I just love it. This new art of Miles, it's the fucking call your lawyer, I'll have sex with him image, but like from the front. They love drawing him with his fucking suit jacket off. They're like, everyone look at this man's waistcoat. He's like sitting, it's so fucking cute. Basic game structure, does it tell you? Oh my god, it tells you. Okay. That's adorable. Like, it tells you how to play the game. Oh, they're running! Oh my god. I haven't actually looked at all of these. So here's where everyone's new names are. We got Verity. We got Eddie. and we got Greggy Boy. Eustace isn't on here. They were just like, fuck Eustace. Oh, I forgot to mention this. So story mode. Story mode is a thing now. I cannot remember if it was Apollo Justice or Daigak Gyakuten Saiba, Great Ace Attorney, where this was first introduced, but story mode is an awesome feature if you want to experience the story of Ace Attorney, but you do not feel like playing it. It is a great alternative. Like I said, I do not actually like the investigative elements in Ace Attorney. I do not like the murder mystery elements or the whodunit. I like the story. I like the characters. So this would have been an awesome fucking option for me if this game had come out before I played it. So if you don't feel like doing all this Miles Edgeworth investigating and you just want to see the story, this is now an option for you. You can just watch it. Wow, this is all the systems it's going to be on. And a physical version on the Switch! Fuck yeah! Okay, alright. Well, Target never gets it, so I will be going to Best Buy. This is our cover art. I can't get over how gorgeous it looks. Everything looks amazing, and then here at the bottom, there's some little guys. Final thoughts. I'm excited. I'm super fucking stoked. I can't wait to play it. And like I said, I think we're all gonna get used to the names. You just gotta stop being so stubborn about it. Stop being in denial. Accept now that these are the names, and these are the names that hundreds upon thousands of people are gonna know those characters by. Get used to saying them. Practice saying them. I think you'll be a lot happier if you just lean into it instead of like following that knee-jerk resistance to change. This video was different. I've been debating on where to go next with my YouTube channel. I'm very nervous because I made 2 real good video essays, and a lot of you followed me because you liked those video essays, and I want to make things that aren't just video essays. I really love Ace Attorney. I want to talk about every aspect of it. I want to make little videos about parts of the Ace Attorney fandom I love. I want to talk about fan projects I love. I want to talk about characters I love, but not necessarily like give them the full essay treatment. I'm gonna be so real, like I don't have as much to say about every other Ace Attorney character as I do about characters like Manfred and Franziska that I spend all day obsessing over. A lot of people have commented on my videos and they're like, will you do an essay about this character or that character? I can't say confidently that I can because I just need to have a certain level of insanity to really make those long form video essays. That said, I do have a lot of friends in my Discord server who are planning on making character essays of their own, so I would just keep an eye on the YouTube space in the future. I think you're going to be really happy with what you see. My main ask for you guys is, would you be okay if I made content like this? Not necessarily unscripted content. I don't plan on going fully unscripted, but just like shorter, simpler, low stakes videos. I want to do fun stuff like tier lists. I want to do, you know, like typical YouTuber stuff. I want to do rankings. I want to talk about personal opinions. I don't necessarily always want to just say, here's some objective facts about a character, and here is me presenting them in the essay format. I just want to talk about Ace Attorney. And what I want to say about Ace Attorney honestly varies depending on the season. So let me know your thoughts on that. Would you like more videos like this where I just kind of comment on the state of things? Would you like more videos where I react to things? Would you like more videos where I just talk about fandom stuff and fandom history? Please let me know. I accept any and all feedback. Like I said, I know a lot of you guys followed me for the long form video essays, but realistically, I can't be making those all the time. So in the meantime, while you're waiting for more of those long form videos to come out, I want to know if you guys would be interested in shorter videos, simpler videos, a little more frivolous videos. I'm gonna leave now. I've talked long enough. Thank you guys for watching. We'll be back to your regularly scheduled content eventually. All right, peace.